Evening. I wanted to take a look at Bira Blonde. It says it's an extra hoppy craft lager. Cute little monkey situation going on there. And apparently the official beer of the Tribeca Film Festival, if that's a piece of information that you wanted to know. So this brings in at, so it's 4.9%, and it's 21 IBUs. It has this very interesting picture on the back, and I guess, it's interesting how you can interpret this. It has a sliding scale of bitterness, but it goes from 0 to 30, 30 being bitter and marking itself a 21, so that would suggest like pretty freaking bitter. However, IPAs often come in, I think, even as high as 70 IBUs. So I don't know, the sliding scale is a little tricky to interpret if you're trying to understand relative bitterness. But I do love when companies put bitterness information on the bottle, so I don't entirely hate it. So this is a Belgian brewing company, and it has information, standard drinks 1.3, UK alcohol units 1.6, so it's very interesting, like, collection of data back here if you're into data. Also, it has a Best By date, which I think is always really great to put on. So best before 9 September of 2017. So anyway, lots of data on this beer and a cool logo. So let's give it a shot here. Definitely lagery. Lager always has just a very distinct smell to me. Kind of a hint of grape juice, and I feel like Bock always smells like grape juice to me. Not necessarily getting a lot of bitterness, but I feel like it'll definitely have a bitter finish if I were to take a guess now. So color-wise, it's a nice pale gold. This looks a little bit darker in the video than it does when I'm holding it, but only maybe just a little. So it's pale, but a nice robust gold. Nice and bubbly. It did pour with a little bit of head. Looks like it's going to dissipate. This actually reminds me a lot of a Hellsbach, maybe. Maybe a Doppelbock. It has a very interesting grain flavor, underlying grape juice flavor, like I was describing in the aroma. It has a metallic taste to it. Reminds me of like an Oktoberfest beer even. So nice deep flavors, very mild though, and I guess light. Nice long lingering aftertaste. Very well balanced beer. I was expecting a blonde, as in a blonde ale. And blonde ales to me usually don't taste like anything, so I'm a little confused if this is a blonde ale or if it's really just crafted as a hoppier lager, which would put it in the Hellsbach type category, or Doppelbock maybe. Anyway, so I'm curious if anybody has decoded what this kind of beer might be. How would you categorize it for BJCP? I'm curious. And then also, if you've had this beer, let me know your thoughts on it. I have to say that for a lager, I don't hate it. And usually I'm harsh on lagers. It's really not my favorite type of beer, and but this is good. So yeah, there you have it. Not a thing I would buy like all the time, but I would drink it at somebody's party and not be upset. So anyway, there you go. Cool. So Bira Brewing Company Blonde Ale. This is a Belgian, an ale out of Belgium. coming in at 4.9% alcohol by volume and 21 IBUs. So thanks for watching. Have a good night.